Hello on wildlife. From rare encounters with wild creatures to amazing pet behavior, every shot makes you marvel at nature and its wonders. Let's go! Mental trauma affects the lives not only humans, but also animals. This bear was kept in a cage for 20 years, but even though she was released long ago, she still continues to walk in circles in an imaginary cage. A wily leopard decided to make a check on the hyena, which calmly drank water. He immediately realized that this creature is alive and evil, and quickly ran away. When the woman returned home, she found that her silly cat was caught and hanging on the curtain rope. It looks funny, but the main thing is that the cat is not hurt. A crazy reindeer decided to steal Christmas lights from the house. These drivers had to emergency brake because a herd of reindeer crossed the road. The accident was avoided, but one of the reindeer jumped out and scratched the car. Just a lightning-fast reaction, and the doggie's life was saved. A lone giraffe approached a large herd of hippos resting on the shore. Although they are fearless animals, they were frightened of such a giant and ran into the water together. Monkeys love to play and have fun in the water. What do you think the redhead whispered in his ear? Write your variants in the comments. In North Texas, Christmas presents disappeared from the porch of a house. The camera immediately showed who the thief was. He turned out to be a hungry possum. Look at how clever sparrows are. This male understands perfectly well that there is a trap in front of him. He does not let his female go there and carefully feeds her. It is very difficult to catch such smart birds. A funny pelican decided to add a little drama to the selfies with this man. I think it's pretty cool. While sorting garbage, a worker noticed a cat in a bag. The animal was very lucky to be spotted in time, otherwise it would have gone to recycling. A very shocking moment happened during a night fishing trip. Nothing foreshadowed trouble. The fishermen were quietly fishing, as suddenly a huge shark jumped out of the water right into the boat. The fisherman even got a small scratch on his face, but was not hurt, and shark was soon released. This kitten is still very young, but it looks like he's going to make a very cool rat hunter. Catching a cuttlefish is certainly cool, but be careful, these snipers shoot their ink very accurately. Here's a similar moment. Why do these ostriches eat rocks? This behavior is necessary for their survival. Since they have no teeth, they cannot chew their food. Ostriches need pebbles in their diet to mechanically process food. When the stomach contracts, these stones pulverize the food, helping the birds digest and absorb nutrients. This is the first time I have seen such a kind and caring dog. She was worried about a kitten that was sitting on the roadway and could have been hit by a car. The dog did not calm down until he dragged the kitten to the side of the road. Just look at this cheeky guy. To get back at his mistress for not taking him for a walk, he immediately began to take revenge and destroy her slippers. A stupid cat brought home a sparrow that was still alive. The owner scolded him and took away the wounded bird. Amazingly, after a little treatment, the bird survived and became a real pet. And here on the auto recorder filmed a cool escape of a pig. We hope the driver of the truck didn't see it. Green heron, a very clever and cunning bird, which is engaged in fishing on a professional level. Here is a new moment. Using a lure, the heron catches fish one by one. That cow was definitely professionally drifting. The fishermen were lucky enough to catch a small shark. It was dangerous to take the toothy shark off the hook, but they were quickly helped by a huge grouper. And this cat shocked his owners when he brought home a live squirrel. He proved he's a real hunter. At home, the squirrel was forced out of its mouth. It was alive, so they let it go. The white cat went to her super fancy toilet, but look how she's scared of the smell left behind. In the harsh and barren landscapes of Brazil's Lençóis Desert, an armored catfish defies the odds to survive. Watch as this amazing fish, covered in tough scales, travels through the desert in search of water. This is definitely the first time I've seen something like this. And this man shows how little gluttonous birds sleep in the field. Having had enough of seeds, they sleep right on the sunflowers, and it is not so easy to wake them up. A woman filmed people throwing two dogs out of a car, which ran after the car for some time. The woman could not pass by and stopped, and the dogs trustingly came closer, feeling warmth and kindness. She took them to her, and now they have a new home and a caring owner. This is exactly what a turtle cat looks like. In case you didn't know, it's very common to see drunk animals in Africa. They look very funny. The whole point is that in the ripe marula fruit, after falling on the ground begins fermentation. Animals eat them with pleasure. While hunting a deer, a man felt someone watching him. It's amazing how calm he is. I'd die of fear. People in cars stopped to scare off a coyote that was clawing at a fawn. The predator was not frightened by the cars or the honking horns. And even though the tape is cut off, I don't think people will be able to save this baby. A group of elephants really disliked a man on a scooter. The elephants surrounded him and started shouting loudly. Since in Thailand elephants are sacred animals, the man started praying and it worked. The elephants left and he was not hurt. If this keeps up, that dog will soon be a salesman in that store himself. This runner didn't even realize there was a cougar watching him from the bushes. A man approached a barbed wire fence to rescue a confused baby moose. The moose was anxiously running around, but did not attack, as if it realized that its cub was being rescued. He was freed quite quickly. The forest video camera caught a family of moose hiding in the water to protect themselves and the baby moose from wolves. But if the wolves have identified the baby as a target, I don't think they will rest. The leopard was clearly targeting this baby baboon, but when he started to catch up, he turned around. The leopard obviously realized that there were too many monkeys, so the predator didn't take any risks, and the monkeys quickly chased him away. The poor wasp was caught in the trap of a Venus flytrap, but it was not going to give up quickly. First, the wasp tried to sting the plant, but was unsuccessful. Then, with powerful movements, it tried to get through the trap, but it failed. It also failed to bite the flytrap with its powerful jaws, and then the deadly petals slammed shut completely. Why do you think there are so many bees on this man's jeans? Here's a similar moment, but why they do it? And this is a beautiful slow-motion shot of a kingfisher hunting a fish in its beak. Just look at this clever little girl. She can't get on the horse by herself, so she just led the horse to the fence. Next, she cleverly climbed higher, and she did it. People were shocked when their dog brought a baby deer into the woods. The baby did not run away, and the mother fawn was nowhere to be found. The people thought that she had fallen prey to hunters, so they took the fawn with them. The baby was sheltered. He grew up with a dog and became a real pet. After a while, the fawn grew up and returned to the forest. Dad decided to film his 2-year-old son fishing. But he certainly did not expect that the kid will bite such a huge perch. To his dad's surprise, the boy confidently pulled the fish to shore. While driving along a road in Kruger Park, a lost newborn baby wildebeest approached the people's car. He seemed confused and vulnerable, and kept close to the car, sensing protection from possible predators. The people knew where his herd was, and slowly escorted him to his mother. And this dog is clearly puzzled. While sledding with dogs in winter, people were attacked by a crazy moose. She wanted to show everyone that this was her track, and no one else should ride here. It's good that dogs and people ran away, and no one was hurt. The owner showed up just in time, and the fox didn't get the chicken away in time. Now he doesn't know how to get out of these fences. Such a beautiful jump across the water from this bull was definitely not expected by anyone. And here tourists on safari filmed 2 cheetahs chasing a jackal. The fastest predators in the world did not pay attention to humans, and although the jackal was saving itself as best it could, it was definitely not going to escape. During the salmon spawning season, sometimes you can see these fish crossing the road. People helped them, although they could just grab them by hand. And this is the moment when your whole life is just anxiety, and you're escalating the situation just for fun. And on this footage, people found a huge catfish, which floated up with a bloated belly near the shore. It turned out that the catfish was still alive, and people decided to save him. It turned out that the fish had swallowed a beaver, which was successfully extracted. The catfish was lucky to be rescued and released. Crazy Coyote certainly realized that he could not overcome such a large prey, but still could not resist and bit the dog. A small barracuda thought camouflage would save it from a huge grouper, but not this time. I think there's a bear meeting in the woods, and everyone's coming together so they're not late. If these mountain sheep are bored at the zoo, they can always have a fight, even with a monkey. And here are some funny moments. Cats love to prank horses. It's not every day you can find a sleeping moose in the forest. It is almost impossible to spot it under the snow.